Hey tennis fans, I'm Grace Carter. Welcome to your Tennis Now news update. Well, it has been a wild week one at Wimbledon. First, a heat wave. In fact, the tournament posted the hottest day in Wimbledon history. Then we saw Lleyton Hewitt's singles farewell. We watched 37-year-old Tommy Haas make a comeback. And 6 of the top 12 seeded women couldn't manage to survive the second round. All that was just a prelude, though, to the second round shocker on center court. If by some chance you missed it, qualifier Dustin Brown bounced Rafa Nadal out of Wimbledon with an amazing performance, beating the 14-time Grand Slam champion with a superb serve and volley game where Brown attacked the net nearly 90 times, keeping Rafa on the defensive the entire match. The German-Jamaican shotmaker has a jackhammer serve, and he's easily recognizable by his long dreadlocks. He had never even stepped foot on center court as a player or a spectator, but no matter, he pulled off the biggest win of his career. But Brown did know that he could beat Rafa because he already had. He beat Rafa on the grass courts of Halle last summer. Brown says he was happy to play Nadal on center court, win or lose. And I gotta tell you, he's an interesting guy. He spent years of his career living in a camper that his parents bought him so that he could travel the Challenger circuit. It's a tough road, but Brown never stopped chasing his tennis dream. He says all the kids that play tennis dream about being able to play on center court, and playing against Rafa there, he says, is very special. In his post-match press conference, Dustin sported a Superman t-shirt with the German national colors on it, and I gotta say, for this one match, it kind of looked like he could fly. As for Rafa, pure class after what must have been a painful loss, crediting Dustin for a well-earned win and even stopping to sign some autographs on his way off the court. A year ago, the King of Clay arrived in London fresh off his 9th French Open title and ranked number 1 in the world. Now, a slumping Rafa is ranked number 10, his lowest ranking in a decade, and he concedes he's having a confidence crisis as he suffered his 4th straight early round Wimbledon loss to an opponent ranked number 100 or higher. So, what's next for Rafa? Is he going to take a break? Hire a coaching consultant to help his uncle Tony, who, by the way, is the only official coach Rafa has ever had? A somber Rafa admitted he doesn't know if he will ever again be in the same form that got him to 5 straight Wimbledon finals. He says he's going to keep going, that it is not the end, but it is a sad moment for him. He says life continues, though, and so does his career. He says he has to keep going and working even harder to try to change this dynamic. So what do you think? Should Rafa hire an ex-champion coach? Novak Djokovic has, so has Roger Federer and Andy Murray. Do you think Rafa's going to win another Grand Slam? Hit us up in the comments section below and we're going to share your views next time. Okay, back to Dustin Brown for a moment. His trademark is his hair. It's probably the coolest tennis hair we've seen since Yannick Noah. Brown sat down with us here at Tennis Now last year and revealed that hair can actually be a hazard bouncing around the court when it gets in his eyes. Dustin also talked about the date of his last haircut, and as you can imagine, it's been a little while.
I've already taken a little bit off the end because especially on a kick serve when it's a little wet and it's been draining or something, the hair gets a little heavier so it flies over the front and goes in my face. So then I already cut off a little bit, but since then August 96 is the last time I cut it, so it's been a while.
Wimbledon is a tough ticket, even for a Wimbledon quarterfinalist. So when Nick Kyrgios couldn't get a seat to watch Aussie Davis Cup teammates Lleyton Hewitt and Thanasi Kokkinakis, he took matters into his own hands. You know, scraping the low bounces off the lawn at Wimbledon can be demanding for any player. But imagine how taxing it is for 6'11" Ivo Karlovic. So his tactic? Shorten up the points, which he did by smacking 53 aces in his 5th set 13-11 win over Alexander Dokopolov. By the end, Dr. Ivo looked like he could use a nap. So through 2 rounds now, Ivo has hit 95 aces. And coming up next, he faces another big server, number 13 seed Jo-Wilfried Tsonga. Iconic champion Billie Jean King won 39 Grand Slam titles in her illustrious career, including 16 major doubles titles. So who is Billie Jean's dream doubles partner? Defending singles champion Petra Kvitova. The Hall of Famer also spent some time with fellow former champs Rafa Nadal, Martina Hingis, and 2013 champion Marion Bartoli. And what's a Wimbledon without legends sharing some small talk? Billie Jean reunited with Roger Federer, one of her favorites, before his match. The game returns to its natural surface during grass court season, and perhaps that's why players are going au naturel this week. This time, Tomas Berdych bears all as the centerfold for Cosmopolitan UK. Looking pretty buff, I have to admit. Berdych says posing nude doesn't scare him nearly as much as needles do. He says he didn't mind his naked photo shoot. He says he has nothing to hide, not even any tattoos, because he's so afraid of needles. Earlier this season, we brought you the top 10 worst handshakes of all time, but it seems now we may have to revise that list. After Kristina Mladenovic beat Yelena Ostapenko, the French woman was on the receiving end of this no-look handshake and joked about it on Twitter. She says, "I hope I didn't pull backwards too hard, #not." And finally, a look at players behind the scenes. Twins Mike and Bob Bryan partnered with their good buddy Maroon 5's James Valentine to record this musical tribute to SW19. Then they strapped on some GoPro cameras and made this very cool video for the song. Check it out and see if you can spot some of the famous faces making cameos. That's the news for now. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. And if you missed it, check out Tennis Now magazine's Wimbledon preview issue for our dark horse picks who may make a run in week 2. I'm Grace Carter. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you here next time on Tennis Now.